It's July 23rd, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a miraculous rescue from a deadly train wreck, a jet that became a powerless glider, and a murder carried out with one of history's most bizarre hidden weapons. Let's begin. On July 23, 2011, two high-speed trains collided on a viaduct near Wenzhou, China. A lightning struck had disrupted the signaling system, but instead of turning red, a defective signal remained green. The train slammed into another that had stopped ahead. 6 carriages derailed, and 4 plunged to the ground below. 40 people were killed and more than 190 injured. But what happened afterward caused an even greater outrage. Officials quickly began crushing and burying parts of the wreckage as railway operations were restored. With life detection equipment showing nothing, the search for survivors was reportedly being brought to an end. But one rescue team kept searching. 21 hours after the collision, they found something impossible. Inside one of the mangled carriages, a 2-year-old girl was still alive. Her name was Yi. Both of her parents had died in the crash. Called her discovery a miracle. This raises a dark question. How many other times has life detection equipment shown nothing? Life detection equipment failed. On July 23, 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 was cruising at 41,000 feet when the cockpit alarms suddenly began to sound. The left engine had lost power. Then the right. Without thrust, the massive 767 became eerily silent, gliding above the Canadian wilderness with 69 people trapped inside. The aircraft had faulty fuel gauges, so fuel had been calculated manually, but during Canada's transition to the metric system, pounds were confused with kilograms. The jet had received 22,000 pounds of fuel instead of 22,000 kilograms, less than half of what they needed. Captain Robert Pearson and First Officer Maurice Quindel only had minutes to find somewhere to land. Quindel remembered a former military airstrip at Gimli, Manitoba, but neither pilot knew it had become a racetrack. As families and drivers scattered below, the powerless jet descended towards them. Its nose gear collapsed on impact, and the aircraft scraped along the pavement before finally stopping. After 17 terrifying minutes without engines, every person aboard survived. Flight 143 became known as the Gimli Glider, a passenger jet that fell silent and somehow landed without fuel. On July 23, 1943, a nurse pushed a hooded wheelchair along a quiet road in Rayleigh, England. Sitting inside was 47-year-old Archibald Brown, a former motorcycle rider who had been left paralyzed after an accident. Then, without warning, his chair exploded. The blast killed Archibald instantly and left investigators with a horrifying question. Who would hide a military explosive beneath a disabled man's wheelchair? Suspicion soon fell on Archibald's 19-year-old son, Eric Brown, a soldier with access to weapons and knowledge of explosives, and Eric eventually confessed. He had secretly attached an anti-tank grenade beneath the chair before his father's lunchtime outing. But behind the bizarre murder was a home reportedly ruled by fear. Eric described his father as a violent, controlling bully who had spent years abusing him and his mother. Even losing the ability of walk, Archibald had allegedly continued terrorizing his family. Eric was found legally insane and confined to a psychiatric institution until 1975. The case became known as the Rayleigh bath chair murder, a killing so strange that the wheelchair itself had been turned into a weapon. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.